Alrighty, so just a quick catch up for the video. So you guys slew a chimera in the Source Institute monster stables and met with Arcana to discuss what was happening with storms and stars, as storms were spewing forth aberrations such as those that were loosed on the Savannah Island. Arcana requested your help to discover the source of these incursions and vowed to help you do so at the earliest opportunity. You also went to go talk to Brinstriana Galanadel, who's a mouthful of a name, at her apothecary to discuss Selnivan. The meeting was a bit tense, but she agreed to help guide you all to the Nightmire in exchange for helping her locate 3 additional blue harlequin flowers to help her research after Selnivan cut her off. And then you returned here, where we're at right now, at the Smelted Mug. This is where you were spent about an hour short resting. You were beginning to warn your allies about the elemental incursions, having shot off a message to Aesop's mom, and I think you wrote in your book to Avendir. And Mouse was going to contact a few additional friends when the stars went down, but before that happened, Thok came in and talked to you for a little bit, Flint's friend, and turns out he sold you out, and now you're in this situation. So we're first going to start. I'm going to do a contested roll where it is... We're going to do... Flint, why can't I take you off? Okay, yes, I got it. Flint is doing a persuasion check, and the rest of you are doing insight checks. This is sort of to figure out how much of a read you guys can get on Flint about just who is here at the moment.
Well, I'm really good at these. And you guys are really good at insights.
So you all blew past Flint's 7. What I would say, nobody can read each other's minds, but I think you all, in seeing as sort of these soldiers come into view, you have an understanding that Flint is probably not comfortable in the situation. And Flint, how would you communicate that with just eyes, or like nonverbal in the sort of moments of everybody strapping their shields on?
Yeah, I don't know how much Flint is really paying a lot of attention to everyone else around him. And I think he's, whether he is doing it well or not, trying to not, make his reactions, over the top or anything, but is definitely, starting to stand up, is grabbing his blasting rod and his shield, is definitely concerned. And he isn't, taking hostile actions or anything like that, but, is clearly getting at the ready.
Do they see all of us? Do they see Flint? So
I'm sort of positioning them such that they're turning the corner. A few of them are, as they come into your view and you come into theirs. They are all, as they sort of turn into this room again, you guys see a unifier clad in the sort of golden armor and helmet, and then 2 soldiers who just sort of have hoods over their head, that have a similar kind of coloration in their cloaks to the unifier, but don't have the sort of golden helm that you've seen before. And I think it's sort of with this insight check, even though Flint is sort of standing at the ready, none of you are caught off guard in this moment, but I do think you guys see Flint sweating a little bit. You imagine I think at least Drada, who sort of made the strongest connection about how the Dawnbringers are sort of potentially state-sponsored in some ways, would see the connection here. And the Unifier, who's sort of front of the pack, speaks up first. If his portrait shows up, there it is. He sort of looks at your table, but laser sort of focused towards Flint, and says, Flint Darkwater, you are under arrest for desertion by order of Lord Pyre. Surrender yourself and your equipment, and you'll be escorted to prison to await trial. And it's sort of at this moment that you see people closing in. I'm going to start combat because it's getting hot pretty fast. So if you guys could go ahead and roll initiative. You don't have to fight. But this is a situation.
The one time I actually want to go early in the order and doesn't work out.
I really don't want to go early in the order, but here we are.
Yes. So, whoa, what is going on?
I was gonna say something is very bright.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
They're shining.
Are they? Why is there sigils on me? That's so fun.
I genuinely don't. And I'm like troubleshooting, and I'm like, none of this makes sense. Why are they glowing? Okay, well, I'll figure out why they're glowing. You go ahead and do what you're gonna do.
Okay, cool. I would, love to make a quick party insight check to see if, Flint, are you about to run? Are you about to throw hands? I want to try to make a move. I'm gonna act decisively regardless, just don't want to fuck us over in the process.
I think Flint in this moment is looking at the room and doing the math and not taking a I'm gonna fight these people kind of stance. This does not feel like the place to have a fight, and fighting these people seems like a worse outcome than not fighting them in terms of whatever. You don't know all of those things, but
You're not gearing up to throw hands. Incredible.
I'm not gearing up to kill them.
Sick.
And I will say, so there are civilians in this space as well, and you would understand that not only are they, say, vulnerable to area of effect sorts of things, but they are witnesses to whatever happens here.
Great.
Unless we kill them all. No, kidding.
Well, no. I think Drada is gonna reach into his bag, grab a vial, and down a potion of invisibility in this moment. Truly just go as full fly on the wall as I can. And don't want to be here if shit goes down. / if shit goes down, I'm gonna let some arrows fly from wherever I am. I'm trying to use. Okay. I've used the potion of invisibility. I'm struggling to get it to effectively work.
Did you click on it?
I'm sure clicking on it, and then it says a target needs to be selected, even though I've targeted myself.
Have you? Okay.
And it's telling me you must target a token before rolling the attack.
Interesting. I am, for the sake of time, because maybe it's targeted on this one potion, I'm just going to try to do it for you.
Cool.
There you go.
Incredible. So yeah, I'm gonna go full invisible. And then wait, which way is the exit?
Towards them. Like as you sort of look around the corner, you'll see there are a number of guards.
Great. I would love to. How tall are the ceilings in this space?
It's like 10 feet. Like
Cool. I'm walking up the wall and like walking on the wall, but near like the top of the wall, so that my shoulder's almost brushing up against the ceiling, in a way that like I could walk over them. Is the intention.
Yeah, if somebody knew that you were above them, they could reach with a weapon.
Yes.
But in this situation, they're not holding things up in the sky. Are you staying there, or are you going for like deeper?
So my intention is to walk up and kind of like not that far. Essentially like onto this table. And like kind of be like around the corner so I can look at what happens, but also make a break for it if I need to make a break for it.
Okay. As you sort of just get a better vantage point of this room, you do see that there's 2 additional guards who are at the door.
And I think it's my turn in the moment.
Alrighty. The Dawnbringers, who again you sort of recognize as shoulders, one of them sort of looks at the form of Drada disappear and just sort of says, I don't know where he went, but we're after that one, and is going to start walking towards Flint. Now it's technically leaving Klax's attack of opportunity range. So I'm gonna Klax has stated that. Oh, hold on. Let me just bring up the Klax portrait. Klax says, sort of out loud, "I'll hold them off. You run past them." And he's going to attempt to grapple this one as it runs by. As a sort of like attack of opportunity. I should be clear. Wait, is it meets it, beats it? For which one? I'm gonna roll off because I actually don't know the answer to that. Okay. Klax holds on to this guy and he turns around still with his action and is going to just sort of beat on Klax. How many attacks do these guys have? I'm just checking. 2 attacks. As Klax is holding on to him, he just says, "Let go of me or you will be complicit." And is just trying to smack him again. I'm failing at Foundry today. Give me... There we go. And don't think Klax can help that. So Klax currently grappling this guy, and now all the dice I rolled are going off. This guy, there's sort of 2 at the door who seem to be readying an attack of some kind. They both have crossbows at the door, and the second one, who is at the front, who I just went past, is going to go for Flint as well, walking past his ally, or sort of shoving past his ally. Flint, if you could roll an athletics check.
Oh, of all the things that... Wait, can I do acrobatics?
Yes, to avoid a grapple, you can do acrobatics.
Not much better, but
Oh.
bounced on a couple of high numbers.
All right. You are grappled in this moment. And I think probably having moved through his ally, it's probably all the movement he has for this turn. Clax sort of looks at this situation, perhaps sees that you're grappled already. I didn't quite imagine myself playing Clax in this. I probably should have prepared slightly more. You see, like, as he is sort of trying to make an opening for you, and he's holding on to this soldier in front of him, you actually see he starts to like rear up as he breathes in deeply, and is going to do one of his metallic breath weapons.
Oh boy.
Sorry, I'm learning how to use this whole thing too.
You're good. It's giving me more time to figure out what the hell I'm doing.
I was about to say, I might have a plan for both of us, Flint. Mouse, I don't know if I have a plan to help get you out with us.
I can get myself out.
Okay.
Mouse isn't doing anything. She's just looking friendly over the corner.
I have a backup plan if yours doesn't work. Too.
Okay.
Okay, the thing isn't working,
yeah.
so one, I will just roll it this way.
Oh.
Wow, they all really sucked. All three of the people, including Thok and the two Dawnbringer soldiers, are incapacitated.
Oh.
As this repulsion breath sort of knocks them out until the start of Clax's next turn. And he releases.
Does that drop the grapple? Ooh.
Yes, it'll drop Flint's grapple. And oops, I just removed Flint from initiative. Do you remember where you were at?
I was right after the unifier, between the unifier and mouse.
Okay, so you're good again. And you are no longer grappled, and the Clax is going to go sort of charging this way in the effort to create, knowing that you need to create space over here. And he once again just sort of shouts, "Run!" Aesop.
Okay. I was looking through my spells and I realized I'm missing one. And I know I have it because you used it for me in last episode. I don't see Dimension Door on my spell list. I actually didn't think to check on my.
Oh, sorry. It looks like it was not prepared, but it should always be prepared for you. So it should be up now.
Okay.
It's a level 4. You have level 5 spell slots. So
I was about to say, yeah, I do have level 5 spell slots. Okay. I can't see where Clax went, and because it's just the shaded part of the map. Mouse, I'm gonna look at you. I'm gonna look at you, Mouse, and be like, I'm gonna take Flint, and then I'm gonna use the level 5 spell slot to Dimension Doris. Oh God, where am I going?
At this point, I'm guessing we're going back to the Mage Tower, the Mage School, whatever that was called. Arcane Foundry? No.
Source Institute.
Source Institute. There we go.
Because I'm assuming we walked in the direction to the Mage Tower from this place. Could I remember like an alleyway that we went down that's in that direction to cast the spell for, or would I need like a specific location?
I mean, are you? I suppose the question is how. Are you trying to maximize Dimension Door?
I am
500 full feet. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and just roll me a wisdom check.
Okay.
As just a quick memory. I mean, the answer is yes. It's just the question of how much of an alley is it versus a you know,
Open white space. Yeah. that's fair.
or moving into somebody's house.
Crap. Here we go. You said just wisdom check.
Yeah.
Check.
Okay, I mean, I would say you think you know an alley that's maybe 250 feet away, but past that, you're not sure what you're going to be teleporting into.
All right, I'm sending us there, and I'm gonna grab Flint, and it looks like a book just closes us down, and we're gone.
I was gonna say, so dimension door is like basically you open a portal of some sort and we go through, right?
If you're a willing creature, like the question is, are you willing?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
but I think as this is happening, I'm just gonna look at the unifier and wink at him, and
then
just
you
wave.
disappear.
Yeah. And maybe like as we disappear, 2 gold lands on the table to cover our drinks.
You're so kind.
So thoughtful. All right. And you guys are out of here. Oops. It's not Mouse's turn. It's the Unifier's turn. He sort of looks around. One went invisible. 2 people disappeared, and there's 1 left. Mouse, what is your face in this moment?
I think she's smiling and looking friendly while fiddling with some spell components in her right hand.
All right. Give me a deception check. Let's see how innocent you are.
So innocent.
So charismatic.
Oh, charismatic.
Let's So the Unifier looks at you and then looks at his like incapacitated people and sort of I think what you realize is that he clocks you, but he turns around on the assumption that his allies will figure things out once he deals with Clax, who is still in this room. And so he turns around and is going to command Clax to surrender.
If Clax gets a save, I will use my last Cosmic Omen to wheel it.
Okay. Clax did succeed.
Oh my god.
But the Unifier just sort of standing there resolute, and it is your turn. Wow, his DC sucks.
It is my turn?
Yes.
How big is the door that we came in?
It is a 10-foot wide door.
Love it. Just making sure before I say this. This is a large creature. Love it. Lots of hit points, so it's fine. I'm going to bonus action wild shape. Is this true? Nope. Because wild shape's not a spell, so I can cast the spell first. I am going to cast what's the one up front? Tangle.
Entangle?
Yes. Oh, where's Clax?
You saw him run this way.
Perfect. We'll go here.
Yeah, that's good. One poor commoner is going to get caught up in this.
I don't think it hurts him as long as he doesn't move.
Yeah.
It just sticks you there. And then I'm going to wild shape into a giant eagle and do my best to stay like against the ceiling as I try to fly away.
Okay, I don't know why these auto targets aren't happening, but I'm rolling for these guys. Sorry, you're turning into an eagle?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And are you flying at the moment? Or just...
Yes. I'm gonna try and fly out the door.
Okay.
My eagle has 60 feet of movement.
Okay. Well, these first group of people are definitely incapacitated.
Incapacitated, great. Love that for them.
So I'm just going to move your token really quick as you're just sort of soaring this way. You do see that the door is closed. I don't know if maybe you didn't understand that.
I did know the door was closed.
You could try to bash it through.
What's the door made of?
It's wood.
I mean, Mouse has never been a big eagle before. Let's try it.
All right. I'm like, how? Oh, it's a reasonable strength. Okay. Give me an athletics check.
What?
I say the DC is 13. Okay. So you rush past them. Now there's sort of a moment where these guys have crossbows, but they just see an eagle flying out. And I'm not sure they know what to do. So I'm going to give them an opportunity to decide what they're going to do here. Okay, one of them I think just was like, why is there an eagle in here? The other one, as you are flying out, well, no, it had its crossbow. It doesn't actually have... It sort of follows you with its crossbow, but it can't take an attack of opportunity with a ranged weapon like that. So you think that you're worried that it has its sights on you, but right now you are out the door. Drada, you sort of also track that as well. Is that this one guy looks like it's about to shoot the eagle down.
Incredible. I think first things first, that if the door is open, Drada would like to move outside of, I mean, it's still wall climbing, but move to the other side of the door's threshold. And if while doing so, he could, even if it's just a moment of surprise, knock the crossbow out of this person's hand, or just knock it askew so it doesn't hit hit Millie. That would be the goal.
That would take you out of invisibility.
Yeah.
That's true. So never mind. We're just gonna yeet it.
Any action under invisibility.
That's fair. We're just yeeting it then.
As in yeeting yourself out
the door.
Okay. You do just flagging. Klax is in there. Don't know how you feel about that.
I think in this moment, Drada sees people teleporting away and trusts in either Klax's ability to figure shit out for himself, or trusts in our ability to go save Klax.
Okay. Several. So you guys are out the door. Several of these unifiers are. Several of these Dawnbringers are incapacitated. So is Thok. One of them doesn't quite is just still on door duty, waiting for Flint to come out. The other one is going to take a sort of like ranged crossbow shot at Mouse. I don't think it'll be consequential because you have plenty of hit points, right? Yeah, 26. I mean, who knows? So I'm just gonna take this shot. Why did it have advantage? No, it had disadvantage. Oh, because Klax was next to it. It's fine.
I mean, it's good that it had disadvantage.
Yeah. So Mouse, you do get like an arrow in the wing on your way out, but for all intents and purposes, you feel like you at this point can outfly the attention of this one guy. And at this moment, it is just Clax in this space. I don't want to play out an entire combat by myself, so I'm just seeing if he has anything up his sleeve.
I don't know if we ever what we decided that necklace can do, but I think it can make him run faster.
It can make him run faster. Well, one thing, because I sort of skipped your turn, Flint. You are 250 feet away. Just while I think through this, is there anything you would have done in those moments after Aesop dragged you out?
I have something I would have done, Flint, if you don't have anything.
250 feet away. I don't know if there's much I can do. Yeah, I hope everybody else figures it out and trust that the Unifiers and Dawnbringers weren't after anybody other than me, and figure we start heading to the Source Institute. Like, I don't think there's anything I can do.
As soon as we land wherever we are in an alleyway or in the middle of a street, I'm gonna look at Flint and slap him and be like, "Really?
I didn't do anything."
Desertion? We need to talk about this later. But let's just head over to the Mage Tower. Let's just go. Let's just go.
Desertion's probably put it nicely, but
As the eagle, I would circle back and try and distract the two guys at the door if Clax doesn't make it out immediately.
Okay. So looking at Clax's options, I think he's going to start. I think his best option, he's going to try to shove one of these guys away from the door. Does he have anything that lets him re-roll that? Because that would be a good thing to re-roll.
I have no idea.
Yeah, sorry. I'm like playing with myself as I
Any
look
battle
at
master things? I don't know.
Yeah,
about that.
he has battle master things, but nothing that nothing quite in this situation. Okay.
and I don't know how adding some of those maneuvers to just a shove works. Because he's got the one that lets him like add a D8 or something to an attack.
It's not, unfortunately, it's not that. He's gonna try again as one of his attacks. Like that was his bonus action. Oh Jesus. All right. Currently he's trying to shove himself past the door and make a break for it, but I think those of you who are just outside realize that the way is sort of blockaded at the moment. And I think I guess he would just keep trying to shove out, because I don't know that he's like ready to surrender just yet. Jesus.
Oh
Clax.
All right. He's saving, like he has action surge, but it's sort of like he needs that to dash. He needs that to make distance. So in this moment, I think without sort of going through the turns, I think you, Mouse, you sort of just understand that there are things happening to Clax that are attempting to halt him as various people come out of being incapacitated. So like as you're sort of peering into the room, having flown out of range of the arrows and sort of lost the interest of the one guy that in that moment had his eyes trained on you, is there anything you do? Because at this point, Clax is surrounded by 3 people, and so there's no like the people with bows have pulled out their mauls.
Yeah. Interesting options here. I think I And I don't have a good way to get him out. I can get myself in. I'll just attack the one that he's trying to shove so that we can maybe, like, get one of them out of the way so he can eventually get himself out. I'll start attacking things.
Okay. So you probably have to come out of wild shape for that, I imagine.
Oh, I can't, like, beak through the door.
Oh, I mean, yeah, if you're staying as an eagle, you may.
That was my thought.
He was trying to shove this one on the right, so.
I was hoping you were going to tell me what my multi-attack is. Okay, D&D Beyond. I get 2 1 beak, 1 talons. Target you. Get a beak.
Like, this is one of those weird fights.
Okay, but where...
Quick clarifying question.
Sorry, it's under use item for. Sorry about that.
I was
Go
like,
ahead.
no, it won't let me click it in the character sheet without targeting something.
Go ahead, Drata.
Not for the reason that is the usual reason. What time of day is it?
I have that. If I unselect mouse, it is 5:10.
And we are in fall?
Yes, the sun is still up.
Okay.
I think you have one more because it's claw bite. So I think you have one more talon.
Cool.
This guy just sort of like, looks at you and is like, fucking bird.
I'm trying to, like, cover as best I can to, like, stay threatening in the doorway,
Yeah.
but also prepared to not be in the way should Clax need to render me.
All right, Drata. You don't have to be standing right there, but you're in the area.
Yeah, I would love to get as far as I physically can. And I would, if I see Mouse starting to attack this Dawnbringer, I would fire some shots. Which, yeah, I think I would. Question: because I'm invisible, would this Woodard would not be surprised?
Surprise is no, it would not be. Surprise
not,
is
that's what
something
I
that
figured.
happens only in the first round.
Cool. Yeah, I would honestly happily use my full movement and a bonus use my bonus action to dash to get a full 70 feet of distance.
Yeah.
And then fire a shot and drop
keeping
invisibility.
you there for simplicity, but yes. And you should automatically get advantage on the first attack.
Cool. And Mouse is there, so we will use sneak attack.
Ouchies.
And then second attack.
Really don't want to kill someone.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
We're also not there.
Oh, I also noticed, I don't know if you intend to be, but you are not streaming. I don't believe. Or I need to refresh the page.
Oh, that's sad. I am recording at least, but it's fine. Sorry about that. I must have hit record instead of stream. But all right, 2 shots. This one guy is in a world of hurt. You are at quite a distance. Is that your turn?
Yeah, it can be quite a distance, and we'll do on a roof if possible, just as much cover as I can get.
Yeah, I think for purposes of simplicity, it would be very hard for any of them to catch up to you, in their current state. One of these Dawnbringers sort of looks at Thok and says, "You said he'd be alone," and then grabs him. And this other one is going to sort of try to play support here in the main room. Klax is going to take a few attacks as somebody who seems to be resisting. He's pretty beefy, but yes, these dice are not favoring him at the moment.
That.
Oh, sorry. And then these two guys are going to do the same. Because at this point, grabbing him isn't going to change Klax's demeanor. Why does Foundry not do this? Okay. It can just choose to not roll the dice. They're both just sort of taking their mauls down on him. And then my dice aren't rolling, but someday I'll fix everything. We're going to move on to Klax, and I'll roll those attacks later, because I think he can probably push his way out of this with the remainder of... he has plenty of hit points to try to push his way out of this, so he will, I think, just try his bonus action one more time. Mouse, is your wheel woe, is that a d6? Because it could potentially help this, if so.
Them all.
Oh, you've used them all?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Klax is just attacking at this point. Because he does have flanking with you, and it's sort of more advantageous. He's going to non-lethal this guy, though. In an attempt to knock him out. Jesus. These sound effects. And then with his movement speed, he's going to attempt to hop on to the eagle.
Yeah, I'll bend down a wing to help assist and facilitate.
Dawnbringer's going to make one last attempt to hold person on Klax. And Klax is able to resist. And Mouse, you are free.
Yeah, I got 80 feet of fly speed, so I will go rejoin the others. And then immediately drop form, because a giant eagle is not inconspicuous.
Alrighty.
Before we exit combat, I heard one of them say, like, gesture towards me and say, "We're after that one." Is that correct?
No, sorry. They were after Flint.
Okay, cool. Never mind then.
Yeah. What is this sound effect?
Jacob, I think because they saw you turn invisible, they were like the unifier sent someone after you. That's why.
Yeah, there was not quite an understanding what was going on.
But they never showed clear understanding.
Yeah.
Of, who...
Nobody knew who Drata was.
Cool.
And although you're split up in this moment, I think Drata is probably able to easily track the location of Mouse and Klax. Aesop and Flint, you guys are just rushing the mage tower.
Yeah.
Unless other people show up, it seems like the only obvious place to try to meet up with people.
Yeah, because even my message range is too far because we teleported 225 or 250 feet and then continued running. So
You don't have any more sendings?
That would use my last 5th level spell slot, and that's what got us out of there. So I want to keep it just in case.
Yeah. they'll figure it. Like, where else would they try and meet us? You know, like that's. I think that's probably the best option. Oh, I hope they don't impound our airship. We just got that. Did we didn't leave it under my name. It's probably okay.
But coming into the city, if you knew it was going to be trouble for us, why didn't you say anything?
I didn't think it was going to be. It's been ages, and I didn't mess with anybody here, really. I was small potatoes.
Okay, let's rethink about the situation real quick. Your quote-unquote good buddy just sold you out to a unifier and some random soldiers who had a warrant for your arrest. Small potatoes?
So, this makes me think maybe there was like a bounty out for me or something, which I didn't expect because the Dawnbringer guys aren't supposed to exist, so I wouldn't think they would go through like official channels and things, but I don't know.
Is this the same Dawnbringers that Drada mentioned before?
I mean, they're the ones that, Drada and I have talked about.
Oh dear.
And things. Yeah, not good people. I would have expected them to try and talk just a hair more than immediately try to grab me.
Yeah.
But
hey, now we know, right?
Yeah.
Maybe next time when we go into a new city and you're like, "Ooh, yeah, I did some small thievery here," just like
I don't think this is over thievery.
We could talk about it as a group, and we'll just continue running.
As we move into Mouse and Dorada and Plax discussing, I'll flag for you, Aesop, because you didn't get to see it last game. There's a shop, which is the Galanodal Apothecary. So if you want to retroactively have bought anything, feel free. But Mouse, you sort of land. I think like you probably fly enough to make distance, and I just sort of would first ask, what direction are you flying? You have a little bit of metagame knowledge, but like what does it occur to Mouse to do?
Yeah, I think realizing that she doesn't immediately see everybody, I would kind of get some heightened circle to see if I could find them so that we were all together.
Okay. So go ahead and roll perception. You have advantage, not because of your glasses, but because I think hawks or eagles have advantage.
When we switched pages, it reverted me.
Yeah, so I reverted you because I didn't think about it. So just roll it because you should have it as yourself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think after not too long in the air, I mean, the city streets of Flamebridge are pretty kind of crowded in a lot of places, like narrow alleys between sprawling metallic buildings. But I think once you get high enough into the air, you are able to see. I think it's more Aesop's colors stand out. The pastels against the dull browns of the city are something that catch your attention. Andrada, you don't see Aesop, but you can follow the eagle. And Clax, just as he's on top of the sort of wings of Mouse, he just sort of groans and says, "That was a close one. We've got some talking to do." And I think as you guys are making your way to the Source Institute, you are able to rendezvous relatively quickly. You can still be in your eagle form if you want to be, but
I think once we're all together, I would drop it just again to not draw extra attention to ourselves.
Hey guys.
Smack.
What was that for?
What do you think that was for? I've been asking you for cool secrets this entire time, and you not confessed them, and now someone almost died because of it.
I don't think anybody almost died.
Clark
Looks like-
says that guy at the door almost died, but I'm doing okay.
We were put in a compromising position, and I, as someone who have secrets, understand why you don't want to tell things, but also we had a really long conversation about communication and honesty and friendship, and I would really appreciate some more upfront communication going forward.
I thought that these guys wouldn't still be coming after me. It's been years. And oh, jeez.
Now he rolls high. I think you guys it's just natural Clack's behavior of like being on alert, especially in a time like now.
I will say, I think we are having this conversation while moving rapidly away from the bar.
I think that's the question. Is it rapidly, or is there an element of stealth at this point?
I think once we get enough, feel comfortable with our distance, it would be more stealth and whatnot, I guess.
Okay. I mean, Clax doesn't indicate any concerns at the moment, although I think it's sort of like you see, I think Clax sort of communicates to you all that, you know, you may have lost the Dawnbringers, but looking harried while passing the guard force of Lord Pyre throughout the city is probably not a good look. That if you don't want to look like you're running away, then you don't want to be running.
Fair. So maybe not running, just walking.
You know, on the plus side, guys, I think this was a really good experience because we now know that we can get out of almost any situation.
That is so true.
Is that our
That's just
takeaway from this?
Which, by the way, Mouse, how did you guys escape?
We flew.
Mouse turned into a bird.
Oh, I wish I could have seen that.
It's sort of at this moment that you realize that there are some of these like flying pyromancer figures that seem to be on a patrol throughout the skies, kind of like jetpacking with fire throughout the city. And you must have avoided them because they must not have known to chase an eagle. But in this moment, you realize that the skies aren't necessarily safe either.
So, Flint, some context as to who and what and why and when and how?
I don't know. Okay. To recap. So, I lived in Flamebridge. I stole things. At some point I got caught, and I got sent to go work for the Dawnbringers, essentially. As like,
Those were the Dawnbringers? Smack.
oh right, yes, that's what the Dawnbringers look like.
Okay.
And at some point, I got tired of working for the Dawnbringers, and so I left. Slightly dramatically.
I was about to say, did they know you leave, or did you?
I let some people out who were captured there to sort of make, well, partly because I wanted to let them out, but partly because it also made good chaos and cover for when I wanted to leave.
So when you say people, do you mean like that kind of people? And was it actually out of the good of your heart, or was it financial reasoning?
It wasn't financial in any way.
Or logistical.
It can be both. These people changed my minds about not wanting to work there anymore, and I wanted to let them out. But then also I didn't want to be there anymore. But I just assumed they figured I died or something, because I haven't seen or heard anything about them in years. So I figured it was fine to come back to Flamebridge.
As you guys are walking through the city, you hear a voice in an alleyway that you walk past, and there is a sort of like medium build individual with a green mask that sort of pipes in as if listening to you all and says, "That's not what the warrant says."
What is?
It says that you had, after trying to steal from Lord Pyre's mansion, you had entered a legal agreement to serve out your sentence by helping to manufacture equipment for a unifier training program. And then when you deserted the program, you were presumed dead for a while, but the warrant was still under effect.
All sounds like what I said.
Close.
Smack.
So, who are you?
Yeah, that's kind of the next good question.
An interested party. I see you managed to get out by yourself.
We're quite the talented bunch.
Well, you'll want to be careful lest your talents still find themselves in the Flamebridge prison.
Take it. You are not in alignment with the unifiers on this?
It's not really in our interest to align ourselves in any which way. I think it's a question of, do you need our help?
What would it cost me?
We could work that out. Just think about it. And if you want to seek our help, sort of hands you a card that is sort of like has gold filigree on it, and has sort of a location for what is referred to as the Jade Mansion. Says, if there's anything we can do to help you out of your situation, do come see us. I'm sure we can come to an arrangement.
Surely I've got some like built up credit with you guys.
We feel as if that is not true.
Fair enough. We will keep this in mind.
Very well. Sort of just looks at all of you as if that's all there is to say. And then leaves.
Now, do you want to meet the Thieves Guild?
Do we
Bed.
need to, though?
I mean, probably not today, but maybe in the future.
I think we got, unfortunately, more pressing matters to attend to at the Mage's Tower.
Yeah, that all sounds fun and shit, but let's one, go to bed, and two, have a disembodied experience that will prevent me from physically stomping Flint into non-existence.
Clack says, that does sound like the best course of action.
Well, let's see if we can find some like empty dorm room or something at the Source Institute.
Sounds good. You guys start heading over, and I think we should just take a little bit of a break before we figure that out.
Sounds good.
Alrighty. So you guys have a probably hour-ish journey back towards the Source Institute. Is there anything, you've already had some feelings expressed in recent history, but is there any final things that people want to talk about before you arrive? All right.
What
Everybody,
spells
sorry, go ahead.
do we think we need in the astral sea?
Like resistance to like magic, if we have any spells like that. Any like anything that could buff us, I imagine, because I don't think any of us know what we're going to be facing in there, or what we're even going to find.
Yeah, I really don't know what to expect. Excuse me.
Is that Flint's way of trying to change the topic off of himself?
Maybe.
Is no longer participating in the conversation and is just staring daggers at Flint.
Wasn't my fault.
Well, you all do eventually arrive at the Source Institute. It's getting a little bit later in the night, and you see that the familiar arc lightnings are coming off of the tower. You know the drill at this point. They are easy to avoid if you know what's happening. And you all make your way in. The atmosphere at this time of night is much more winded down. There's sort of like this big welcoming fire at the entranceway of the Institute that seems to be like the only light on in the main hallway. Or it seems like a lot of the other torches, like magical torches that are throughout this place, have been dimmed or turned off. The student body, aside from a few students who are just lingering around after hours on various chairs and whatnot, the classes are definitely out of session for the day, and things are quiet as a result. One of the sort of people who are greeters here at the Source Institute sort of looks at you all and sort of says, back again? Azure Veil is still here if you do need to speak to him.
Yes, please. She could send for him, or we go to him. That'd be great.
Yes, one moment, and you sort of see a series of hand motions and a whisper that you recognize as being like a message spell that is shot up into the ceiling. And then this person just sort of says, he'll be right down. As he does come down through the stairway, he sort of chimes in with you and says, so you made it out.
Made it out?
Well, last time I saw you, I had been dismissed, and I just assumed you guys were still with
Yeah. Yeah, we made it out. Yep. Yeah, no, he just kind of juked us away.
Yeah. We decided we were going to do the thing for him tomorrow, though, and so it was just better if we spent the night here, so we could just start on it fresh.
Okay. We don't... Well, I'm sure we have a few couches. We don't... the dorms are not attached to the tower. And I don't think the administrative wing is open right now, so I don't know that we could really get you anything. But if you just want to make yourselves comfortable, we can.
Is there like an inn nearby? Like,
I live in my sanctum, so I don't, truthfully don't know.
oh, can we just stay there?
You want to stay and roll persuasion check or persuasion.
Good thinking.
He's probably got a really nice, swanky, extra dimensional something.
Yeah. Oh, you rolled perception, not persuasion.
Oh,
What's your
Whoops.
plus?
for persuasion,
Worse.
0.
Okay.
Pretty low.
Does anybody say anything to continue that train of thought? Or to help Flint out?
Nope.
Absolutely not.
says, well, I think, I would prefer, if you want me to be able to teleport you tomorrow, I'm going to need a long rest myself. So I think we can, there's the potion lab smells nice. So let me just get a few couches in there for you.
Sure.
You all go upstairs. The potion lab is like several cauldrons, that are used in like an alchemy sort of class. There's nothing tremendously exciting in here, but you do see that there's some furniture in one of the hallways, and in one of the other classrooms that are all just sort of like brought together. He asks, like, would you prefer to just... Well, no, I should really just keep you together because we need to set this room up for the morning. Is there anything that you need from me?
Just a place to sleep tonight, I think.
Yeah, this will be fine.
Very well.
And maybe don't mention that we're staying here.
It's fine. Arcana knows why we're here. All good. We'll just see him in the morning.
I'm sure he will tell me if he had a problem with you staying here.
Yep.
Maybe. I don't know. Very well. I will seek you out in the morning so that I can bring you to him.
Thank you so much. Have a great night.
And he leaves.
When did you all get so high maintenance?
High maintenance.
Asking for couches and special rooms.
Oh, I thought you meant emotionally high maintenance. To which I would have said, that's been true the entire time.
Y'all, I'm just glad that we're going to sleep. I'm gonna be real. I'm exhausted. I have like maybe 2 spells that I could do. I'm ready for bed.
DM, did I send my messages or did I just tell you what I was sending?
You couldn't because it wasn't night yet.
Okay, but we did already talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't want you to gamify it too much, but you can short rest to get like an extra round of messages if you need to. So let that be known.
Yeah, I also don't want to like abuse that. I think because we used the book to tell Avendir, I'll just message Alim and Button.
Okay. Well, what would you like to message them? I know you told me generally, but like, is there? We could play it out.
Don't worry, I still have it written down.
Okay.
Some stars are disappearing. More storms and aberrations might be incoming. We're looking for a solution on the astral plane. If we aren't back in 3 days, blame Arcana. Gather allies and be prepared.
That's right. I do remember you saying this. you send. Who are you sending to first?
Olive.
It's been a while since you've sent her a message and established like a successful connection.
I forgot. Yeah, it has.
But you do find that connection, and you get the feeling that because you said the word arcana, that she sort of like drew, I think, like, you're not sure if she always has the strength to return these messages, but that she's sort of pushing herself to ensure that she can respond. As she chimes in and says, "Best of luck, child. In my conversations with him, I've seen things that I fear, and although I don't fully trust him myself, I think it's a worthy cause." That is all you get from her. And is it a, like, Button doesn't necessarily have all the context, but is it a similar message?
Yep.
Button sort of responds and says, "I would be very interested to hear what you learned. I have been doing some studies myself recently, not the same as I think what you're doing, but let's talk when you're back." Oops, clicking people.
You have such fun NPCs.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else in the evening?
I'm finding the comfiest couch that I wouldn't be able to fit on, and I'm curling up and going to bed.
Fair.
I think Drada would probably, if there's a balcony or any means to get outside briefly, like, I have no idea how high we are off the ground at this point, but is on the alert looking for more Dawnbringers in the vicinity.
Sure. Roll me a perception check. There's a couple windows on this floor. Like, if you're staying in the potion room, there's a couple windows, but if you're just kind of going on a night stroll throughout the facility, there are various balconies. Got the 21. It is getting later, and sort of visibility is supposed to be lower, but there's a lot of lights on the street at all times at night, and you don't see anything that has sort of that yellow cloak or helmet coloration nearabouts the Source Institute. You don't know that you've like totally lost them. I don't know that Drada would ever feel comfortable in this situation, but you don't get the sense that they have a nearby presence at the very least. And I think Klax is just sort of on watch with you, probably looking a little flustered at the situation. But you all get a long rest.
Whee!
I think I can hit this button to make people long rest. So just actually let me see if this works.
I think there's long rest.
You have some time, of course, as you're waking up, considering how you wish to prepare for this journey. You do see that a sort of like junior professor of some kind walks in and casts like a create food and water, not like the full 30 pounds of food, but like was told to come up here and supply you guys with a simple breakfast as you are sort of sitting here waiting for Azure Veil to wake up so that you guys can get started with your day.
Y'all ready for some crazy other plane adventure?
I don't know what kinds of things to bring for an, adventure on the astral sea.
I think before we go, don't forget we should take those Becky roots to block against poison or toxic substance.
That was the Nightmare. The Nightmare is poisonous, not the astral plane.
Oh, you're right. We were saving that. Good call. DM, how do I use Gift of Alacrity?
I think I fixed it, so you should be able to target Drata, like, with T, and then just click it.
Ooh.
I'm hopeful, at least.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a touch range, so you might have to just be standing a little bit closer. Apparently. Okay, I'm not sure. Let me go ahead and try.
Yeah, I can't find it on my spell. Like, it's not on my spell list either.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not sure. I will investigate. But for now, you're good. And Mouse, go ahead and roll me a history check as well. All this talk about what should you bring as you think about astral plane stuff.
Okay.
I guess, I mean, probably not that much you would glean. I think, like, you would know for your, I think there's, like, two baseline things that you would know is, like, one, if you're, if there's other starish things, you're probably talking about radiant damage. If any of you has any abilities that make that matter. But you would also know, and this is really just for everybody, that, like, if there are things pouring out of storms from the astral plane that are aberrations, you would just sort of keep in mind that there may be aberrations up in the sky as well. I don't know that that would influence your preparations at all.
I think I will hopefully not regret this. I think I will switch my winged boots out for the day. No, I'm just gonna leave my infusions alone. Not gonna mess with those.
Feel free to continue preparing, but at some point, Azure Veil will just sort of pop in and say, I'm ready when you are, if you wish to speak to the master.
I'm good.
We're ready.
Let's go.
I'm gonna walk in the back with. I'm assuming Drada's in the back. Just other group as we're walking up. I'm just gonna whisper to Drada. I know I have, like, my heart set Majori, but Azure feels kind of cute, right?
Why didn't you try harder to get to his sanctum then last night?
Well, like, feels like I'm betraying Jory, but, like, I don't, my all of my feelings haven't been truthfully told yet, and I don't know. I didn't want to deal with it.
It sounds like something you need to journal this out.
I know, I agree, or just, like, share my feelings with him, But, like, is the friendship that we have never gonna be the same? Is it gonna work out? Just so many things.
I think these are really great questions, and I'm really glad that they're finally being prompted by someone else being hot.
As long as the conversation's being had, right?
Absolutely.
Draw to roll a perception check for me.
Oh god.
It's not important. I think as Azure Veil sort of has the door sort of cocked open, waiting for you all to come out, you sort of like look into the hallway of students arriving, and you just sort of catches your eyes. Little Destin, your old, as you're talking about crushes, you just see Destin walking into one of the other classrooms before the door closes.
Yeah. We'll talk later.
I imagine just you breaking into a classroom just to see your man.
My
Who
literal
you've shared
child.
3 words with, yeah, and who is probably not the person to go for. Well, I feel that I don't wish to be banished again, so my instinct is to just send you. So if you're ready, let's just he just, brings you up to where you met him before in his sanctum, where he has sort of an open space that he can set up like a glyph on the ground, and says, last chance. I hope your food has settled in.
We have not eaten. We're good.
You did, but
Did
Say
we?
I ate.
or at least
Oh.
food had been delivered to you.
Okay.
But you guys teleport, and you're fine. It's just, your stomach is a little unsettled as you find yourself here meeting with Arcana once again. He sort of looks at you all and says, without even kind of saying hello, he sort of acknowledges you and says, are you ready to begin?
Think so.
Ready?
You don't have any
We will.
last minute words of wisdom or
Anything that we need to watch out for by chance?
or knowledge of what it is we're even trying to do? Just other than investigate, I guess.
There were aberrations spotted, is my understanding of what happened at the Savannah Island. I would seek out evidence of similar things and see if you can track down where they're coming from. It is generally recommended that I keep you there for no more than an hour. However, I could extend that if you would like, if you feel like you might need more time. Granted, I understand that is not something you can say. It's hard to know if you need the time before you need it. The question is, how much risk are you willing to take on?
Oh, Flex just said he'll be here in about 15.
He's in the bathroom. He'll be joining us soon. You can just teleport him in whenever.
I mean, we don't know what we're facing in there. I think an hour is fine.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'm inclined to trust your judgment as the person who knows more about this than any of us, and there's still not a lot of knowledge, so that's not me trying to be shady in any way, it's just that's what you expressed. Okay, yep.
What I wish to express is that putting you in once will cause an incursion, as we discussed. If I have to put you in again, then it may cause another incursion. Greater risk you put yourselves in, the greater chance we have to learn what we need to learn in one go.
Do you think because it's the astral plane and I can send messages through the stars sometimes that I could potentially message you?
Potentially. I expect your powers to be stronger while you are in there. If not stronger, then more less finite. You should be able to draw from the powers more easily. However, it is a different plane, and I do understand that sending across planes can sometimes be difficult.
I would vote that we go at least 90 minutes to 2 hours, and hopefully I can message you if we need out faster.
That's
Very
not
well.
bad.
Very well. Well, one moment, he sort of takes looking at the sky again. He's sort of like trying to pay attention to you, but also paying attention to something else. And as his eyes are sort of diverting around elsewhere, he says, "There is great energy being drawn upon us even this morning. And I will hold it off as long as I can." And his eyes sort of return back to you and says, "But I think sooner is better." So if there are no other questions.
Let's go.
He sort of just begins an incantation using, I think like those of you who are magically inclined understand that, powerful wizards would have instruments to conduct their magecraft. They would have spellbooks, arcane focuses, various reagents, etc. Nothing you've ever seen him do has required anything other than sort of speaking or waving his hands. But you've also, I think you're not quite clear what form he's in, because you've sort of somewhat deduced that this is almost an illusory form of himself and that he is in many places at once. And so you're not quite sure what state he is entering as he casts this spell upon you all, but you do find yourselves starting to glow into a radiant light. It starts to turn warm, but in a comfortable way. As you start to see, it's not so much that you disintegrate or disappear, but it's more like the world around you starts to dim. And eventually you start to see just the bodies of your friends in an otherwise pitch black space. And then from there, it's almost like there are stars appearing around you, as if you've faded out of the space that you're in, and then you are fading into this expanse. You sort of immediately feel as if your feet are no longer touching the ground. And you begin to float in a way that is a little unnatural. And you find yourselves in the astral plane. There are, at this moment, as you sort of look around, just an endless sea of stars. Some of them I've brightened just for effect, but the notion is that you're sort of just in this great endless expanse as you enter this space and look around, floating in almost a zero gravity sort of way.
Mouse's eyes like fully well up with tears.
Mouse, do you still have? Maybe I have. that like weird cube thing we found that was like a map of the stars?
Yeah.
Does
I
it do
also have a star map in the staff.
Fair. I'm kind of just curious if that cube thing does anything different here. But I don't even remember how we activated it before.
At one point, it was sort of like you would put a light under it and it would project stars
Okay, it was just
onto the ceiling. Yeah, it was like a bismuth crystal thing.
Does it look any different here?
I mean, you pull it out, and first of all, I think like as you're pulling it out and noticing each other, you are all slightly translucent. You're not, you know, it's you feel like slightly ghostly versions of yourself, not to the point where you don't feel physical, but you just see stars past the people that you're looking at. And sort of as you pull out this stone and look at it in your hand, several things you recognize. A, you have all your equipment with you. It seems like your entire self has come here and your possessions. You don't quite know what that means in the physical world, what that would mean with like potions, or what that would mean with like taking damage or anything like that. But you do understand that you have access to things. As you look at it, go ahead and give me a investigation check.
Am I studying something? Why do I have this advantage? Oh, this is from my
minute seeing. Yeah, I guess
Did that apply here?
Yeah, I mean, you're fine. I thought Mouse was studying it, but
okay.
But I mean, you can too.
Probably makes more sense for Mouse. I'm not going to know anything about the stars.
Sorry, I missed that too. I'm investigating?
Yes, investigation.
And I can't just perceive them and know.
I think Mouse, I think because you rely on perception, like you're looking at something that's small picture and you're trying to compare it to the vast expanse of what's in front of you, and it's just like they're not overlapping at all. But I think Flint, what you see in it, like it still has the requirement that you would shine light through it to see anything, but you do see these like etchings in it that sort of look like stars. Like it's not a magic item, but that it has been crafted in such a way that as soon as you shine light through it, that it would project a specific image of stars as opposed to just sort of like glittering lights, depending on the angle of the light. And I think just with the 27, you sort of look at it and, you know, you don't necessarily have familiarity with stars, but it does feel purposeful in what was drawn with it. Mouse, go ahead.
I was going to say, I'll hold one of our lights up to it just to see if for some reason it does anything weird when we shine lights through it here. But
you shine a light through it, and you see that as like while it would normally kind of need to project onto, you know, a ceiling or a solid surface, what it does here is it seems to light up a selection of stars in the sky. Like some stars start to turn like a bright red brown color, but not others. And it's like it's not a quadrant of the sky or anything like that. It's sort of like mixed between the rest.
Now, do those stars mean anything to you?
These are not stars on your star map, the ones that are lighting up. And as you look around, you sort of suggested you were going to look at your star map as well. It almost seems like the stars here, like those stars on your star map, are their own cross section of the sky as well. I think you kind of put together when I think his name was Adriarch, the guy who gave you the little bismuth crystal, has sort of given it to you within like an earth elemental tomb. And I think like it sort of dawns on you a little bit that was the map of the earth plane sky. And whatever map that you have seems to be of a single plane as well. And in this, you would sort of deduce from that the astral plane seems to be like a collection of stars from various planes.
Do I know of any stars on my map that have gone missing?
Roll a history or religion check. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think you do. The first time you learned about missing stars existing was when you found the first star shrine, and you're like, well, this star doesn't exist. And you either deduced that it was missing, or maybe it wasn't a star that was on your plane, but...
Based on this, do I get a sense of where we should investigate, where we need to look?
I suppose I would open that up to everybody. It's sort of like, what are you all looking for in this moment? I don't know that like the stars are lighting a path for you, but what are you looking for when you all stare out in the astral sea?
I think for me being so out of my element here, if we were told to look out for aberrations is something else. I think I would try to keep a close eye to see if something's coming towards us, if like a shadow is getting closer. All in while I'm like doing, if we're floating, I'm like doing front flips and back flips and things I would never be able to do.
Go ahead and roll me perception check then.
Cool, I could do that.
And well,
Ooh.
I think maybe distracted by the front flips and
the back flips.
and the
Mhm.
back flips.
Mhm.
Flint and Drada.
I think I was initially kind of, distracted by the bismuth crystal and whatever else, but Aesop kind of looking out for abjurations does make me think, oh, right, like we have seen some scary stuff come from here potentially, such as a beholder, so I should look around. So I would also be just trying to look out for big scary things.
Can I specifically be looking for, even if I blur my eyes a little, if anything looks at the shape of a manta ray, or like I'm looking for manta rays and the Watchers, whatever I think they look like, because I have reason to believe they're in the astral plane.
Sure. Flint, go ahead and I suppose Flint, go ahead and give me a perception check as well.
Okay.
And then, hello, Sean. Then I think probably Mouse should do that as well. Catching us up very quickly, Sean, since you're joining us, you've just teleported to the astral plane after evading in a hectic way the potential imprisonment of your party.
I'll watch the recording later.
But you sort of just find yourself floating in this space after getting very little guidance from Arcana. But you are flying in a way. Flint, I think you're just not sure where to start. It's just so much. And Mouse, I think so because you rolled with advantage, I'm assuming you're relying on sight. What I would say is you don't necessarily see anything that you're looking for with regards to manta rays. And one thing you think that would cause that is because you know the nature of their their ability to camouflage very well, and you expect that if the stories are true on the land as they are in the stars, that would probably be the same here as well. But it is sort of as you are scanning the horizon, you actually do see a sort of like lightly glowing star of sorts that seems to be I think like even though you rolled with advantage because of sight, you almost hear like a slight sobbing coming out of it, like a high pitch, like it's reasonably far away, and so you would have to get closer to get a better look at it.
I point it out to everybody else and say, just as a reminder, that I learned last time that in the astral plane is where the Watchers do combat with bad memories. The stars are a constant recording of what's happening to humanity and those rendered in memory. Sometimes those memories are corrupted or need resolution. Maybe we're supposed to help some of the stars or figure out why they're getting corrupted. But I think we should go talk to that one.
Okay.
Feels as good a place to start.
How do we get over there? Do we swim?
I mean,
It's a sea.
you've seen Aesop doing front flips, and you get the impression that you're just hovering and you can will yourself in any direction. You also get the impression that your move speed is 60 feet right now.
Had a feeling.
Can I ask a weird question that it's not metagame, it might be me coming in as a person who understands science in a high fantasy world, that might be a stupid question. If the issue is stars keep disappearing and dying, is there like any evidence near or far of like supernova, or like is there any point that like the landscape seems interrupted? I think is maybe the better way of asking. Like, is there a space of a lot of void? Is there a space of a ton of cosmic activity?
Yeah, I'm gonna not think that Drada knows anything about that.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna just admit I don't think the DM thought about that. So,
Cool.
So I think it's just there's a lot of stars out here, and you found a lead, and that's probably the best one you've got at the moment, unless you think of something else. But the star, like a lot of stars, I think you all perceive as being very far away. This one seems small and closer. You think it's just a couple 100 feet away. So I guess I would ask, how do you approach it?
Fly on over.
Head is on a swivel, looking for things approaching us as we approach a star.
Give me, if you haven't rolled a perception yet, which I think is Clax and Drada, go ahead and just give me a perception check.
Sorry?
No, you're
Thought
good.
I was ready. There's BC. There we go. Yeah, that's about right.
I think what you all notice, which will become relevant in just a minute, is that there sort of is like a absence of sound in this place. So you're not really able to perceive anything with the eyes, and you can hear each other as you've been talking, but there doesn't seem to be much ambient noise. Or at the very least, you're not picking up on it. As you all start to sort of fly closer, you start, those who are up front start to see the details of what one of these stars look like. And it looks, as you sort of like squint your eyes into the shape of it, you actually see what looks like a little cat that is crying and glowing extremely brightly. And it doesn't seem to notice you at this moment, but just sort of is pouting and seems to be really sad. Pouting in a way that doesn't seem cat-like. Seems to like have vocal cords that carry a more human cry.
Can I talk to the cat?
You may.
Yeah, I'll fly up kind of close and just say, "Hi, friend. Are you okay? What's wrong?"
They're so loud. I can't move.
Who's loud?
You don't hear it? And you sort of look at this cat who is just speaking to you in common, and seems to be like racked with this, with some kind of basically the frightened condition in a way, as it's just sort of like shivering in place, and it says, "They're all around."
Who's all around?
Them, and sort of points in this direction. And I need you to roll a perception check for me.
Roll eyes on sight?
Yes, sure. You roll a d20. Technically, I'm rolling with an advantage. Okay, well, it tells you what it is. You do see the form of a manta ray in the sky, except it is disfigured. It has a sort of toothy maw almost, and a sort of like spiked tail of sorts, and it looks very, very disturbing. And as you sort of spot it is when you start to hear it. And from that same, you also start to hear one behind you as well. And we're just gonna roll initiative really quickly.
Got here just in time, Clocks, for the battle.
Yeah.
Before we start the battle, I'll be like, Mouse, are these the manta rays you were looking for?
Those are aberrations!
Got it!
I moved you a little closer. You guys can reposition a little bit, but Mouse is definitely in front at the moment. If you wish to reposition at all, now is the chance.
I do. Just give me 1 second. So we got one on each side, really.
Yes.
Bit ballparkish.
And again, you do know that your movement speed right now is 60 feet, if that makes a difference.
Yeah, but I don't want to immediately charge up to one of them. Like, just trying to place where I think I would.
No, you're good. Yeah, I'm just making sure people know. Alrighty. Initiative begins, and this cat seems paralyzed with fear. Technically, just the frightened condition, but is just sort of saying, "Oh," as it ends its turn, taking the dodge action functionally. Prada, what did you roll? Where are you? Are you at the end?
Rolled very poorly.
That's very sad.
I got a 9, yeah.
Even with gift of alacrity?
Yes.
I guess everybody else seemed to roll high-ish, but that's still sad.
Yeah.
You see this one that starts to you all see it, especially as this battle begins. It sort of reveals itself as
You're muted.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. as this reveals itself to you, you start to see it come into full view. This definitely does not look friendly. It has a face that is kind of like in a twisted, stony grin, and it starts to moan very loudly as it starts to fly towards you. So I'm going to need, let's see if it happens automatically. Where did the button go? Oh, it's automatically rolling for everybody, including the other cloaker, which it should not be rolling for. Aesop, Drada, Flint, and the cat are all frightened of this one in the bottom right. That means that you have disadvantage when you attack it, and you have or disadvantage when you make attack rolls, and you cannot move closer to it. Mouse, it's your turn.
Yeah. What am I gonna do with this?
I'm sorry, you said we're frightened?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Oh, sorry, Dan.
I think I'm gonna guiding bolt.
Okay. Now your guiding bolt in this space takes on a blue hue, a little bit normal, or a little bit different than it normally does. I think it's usually a little bit more whiter or yellower. And as it strikes this creature, if you could roll an additional 2d6. I'll see if I can program that in later if it becomes relevant. And the one that you had hit, glowing with the guiding bolt energy, shrieks in pain as your bolt hits it.
Lovely. And then I am gonna bonus action into my archer form. It should let me take another attack. Ooh, luminous arrow. Oh, I don't want to use my own advantage though. I'm gonna shoot the other one.
Okay. Though this does normal damage, you actually do not spend a charge of your starry form when you enter it.
Yeah.
So feel free to refund that to yourself or do what you need to do. But while you're in the astral plane, that is true. And you slam this other cloaker with an arrow. Do you move at all?
Yeah, I'm gonna scoot closer to the cat in like a protective stance.
Okay. Clax, you are up.
Yeah, definitely not used to going this early in the initiative order. But I think I'll just go ahead and charge at the one that she hit with the guiding bolt. I'll go ahead and move myself. I think it was like 45 feet too.
Yeah, you have plenty of range. I think you guys are fine at the moment.
And then I'm going to go ahead and take a swipe with my axe. Ooh, that's with advantage. That is really bad. 1 second. I am going to use a precision attack. All right. Whew.
There you go.
All right. So for 22 damage, and then I will attack again. Oof. I am not rolling well. 17. I think I will let that go. See if 17 hits. It does. All right.
It does.
Not a great damage roll. Okay. Do I have any? I don't think no one's there for me right now. Sorry. Still learning some of these maneuvers yet. Yep, I think right now I'm good. Because this is our first encounter in this space, correct?
Yeah, you long rested this
Yep.
morning.
How's the creature looking in front of me?
It is wounded, so it's at less than half.
Okay, I think that's it for my turn.
All right. Flint.
Think I'm gonna create an Eldritch Cannon with my action, and I think
As you create it, you do recognize that its weightlessness doesn't have the same ability to control its flotation as you would want, so it kind of has to stay attached to you.
Okay. I think I'm going to, just sort of seeing the positioning, whatever else, make it a force ballista. And then I will, I guess, shoot this one that Clax is shooting.
Okay.
If I can. Let's see here. And then, how does this work? Feature. Yeah, this one. Does that work? There we go. And that is my.
Yep. Nope, you're good. So is your action to summon it? Is that right?
Yeah, action to
Okay.
summon it. Bonus action was to activate it, and that's my turn.
Yep. So you sort of like summon it and realize that it's floating in space, and I think like just in the moment you realize, oh, I should probably, if I want it to move, it's got to stay with me. And so you just go ahead and like plop it on your shoulder, and it releases this force blast. At the end of your turn, it is the second cloaker's turn. Seeing what?
I was gonna ask, do I get to roll against the fear or anything?
Oh, I expected it to be automatic. Yes, at the end of your turn, you can make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh.
And the DC for that is 13. So you are no longer feared. This cloaker will come in and, seeing a healthy looking choice, it's gonna, let's say 1, 2, 3 is the cat, 4, 5, 6 is mouse.
Don't hurt the cats.
It is, let's see, it is going to make an attack first with its tail as it slashes out in its attempt to weaken Mouse. I don't know why it had disadvantage, but its first roll was a 1, so I'm not going to think about it.
Maybe because there's 2 allies there.
Oh, no. So as it's flying towards Mouse, you actually see that it sort of like wildly swings its tail, but realizes quickly that it's folly as it looks away from the bright light that is the cat. It seems to react negatively to bright light, as it uses the rest of its movement to go for somebody further away. As it attempts to bite Aesop. It still has disadvantage because it must not be far enough away. You see, as it was trying to bite you, is that it was trying to bite for your head, as if to make you wear it. It was trying to swallow you, or something along those lines. Aesop, it's your turn.
Yeah. Okay. So I have not used this feature yet because it's super specific. And I wished there was a lot of wishes. I am going to use Counter Charm as my action, which essentially gives me and Gerada advantage on saving throws from being unfrightened. And I imagine since it's my first time doing this, since like the symbol is like somebody yelling, I'm just gonna like hold out my book at the creature that's not right in front of me, and there's gonna be like a scream that's gonna come out of it that's trying to push back on this moaning.
I think it's like a scream that's pushing back against the moaning, but to Drada, who's just over, like just next to your voice, it's like, you can do it. It's
like motivational, inspirational. I like can't move away. He's right next to me. I ask you this almost every single combat DM. I am so sorry, but I didn't use a spell as my action. So what does my bonus action look like?
You can, if you have a bonus action spell such as Misty Step, you can use it.
Yeah, but what that leaves. Who's next to me? Oh, Drada's right next to me.
Fine. You've got armor and stuff now.
Yeah, I can't do... What is this? Sorry, hold on. Oh, that's an action. Dang it, I can't do that. Okay. I guess I'll stay here and get ready for the next attack, and try to roll for with advantage to be unfrightened.
All right, go ahead and roll Wisdom saving throw with advantage.
I'm gonna need that. And I need to roll it again because I didn't do it with advantage.
Unfortunately,
Nope.
You are still frightened. But
Are you guys sure I shouldn't have run away? Are you guys sure?
Drada.
Well, we're gonna back the fuck up, because we do not like the vibes that are going on in the chat. The chat being two very large.
Unfortunately, its attack of opportunity range is 10 feet, and this one is going to take a tail swipe at you as you are moving in space. Cool. And it rolls pretty well.
Yeah, well, I'll uncanny dodge that.
All right. It still hurts.
Oh,
Not
wait,
that bad.
4 damage? Oh, I misread that. Okay.
You can take it back.
I will take it back, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll take 4, that's fine. We're gonna back the fuck up. I think, is it optimal? No, but is it flavoursome for the moment? Yes. We will use a rogue feature I don't think I've used yet, called Steady Aim, and I will...
Sorry, steady aim means you can't have moved that turn.
Oh, you're so right. Then, yeah. And we won't. I'm so sorry. I need to read the rules more thoroughly.
We're good.
I just thought it would be flavoursome in the moment, and that's fine. We'll just do the normal hunter's mark, pop, pop, pop. You know what's coming.
Yep. I do.
And we'll do it on the one next to Clax.
Okay. These are at disadvantage because you're frightened, but
Yes. Sorry. Yes, cast spell. Great, we did it, and then will the disadvantage automatically be applied, or should I roll it with disadvantage?
I believe it should be automatically applied.
Let's find out.
It was not, but you missed that attack. No, you hit it. Just roll another d20 if you don't mind.
Absolutely.
Fun sounds.
You would have hit it anyway, so we're good.
Incredible. I will then add shift the hunter's mark of it all.
You can't. It's a bonus action.
No, that's bonus. It's a separate bonus action. I will just take the remaining shots on the remaining cloaker.
Yep. as Drada's unloading into this other one, Mouse, you sort of recognize as this cloaker is sort of, as an arrow shoots through it, you see it sort of dissipate and then it reforms into a normal manta ray. If I can find them. Here we are. So, and Clax, I think you see this too. It's like it sort of like turns from a somewhat corrupt form into something that's much more natural and clean. Not that you necessarily know what a manta ray is on a material plane that doesn't have sea creatures. I think maybe Mouse has used one before, but you do see that like the face sort of disappears from it and it becomes a lot more calm looking as it sort of looks at you and tilts its head. But Drada, is that the end of your turn? Okay.
Fear is gone. Frightened is gone, right? It was that one that.
Yes, you are no longer frightened because you were frightened of that one, and that's the same for Aesop as well. So at the top of the initiative, it is the cat's turn, and it looks towards you, Mouse, and says, "Who are you?"
Mouse.
Wow. And then it over your shoulders will light up and shoot a radiant arrow at the other cloaker. And something that is like very similar to what you do. But it is unfortunately not effective. At the top, at initiative 20, I want somebody to roll me a d4. And you're just gonna, Sean, you're shaking your head, so I'm gonna make you do it. You're gonna take the
All
blame.
right.
Take the blame.
Yep. All right. Here we go.
All right, not the worst. As you all see, a few more appear on the outer edges of the map. Sort of closing in from a couple different directions. Mouse, it's your turn.
I'm not going to change my constellation. I want to just talk to that one, but there are more. They all look like the...
They don't look friendly.
Okay, they don't look like normal, fun manta ray
No.
in the sky. Got it. Yeah, I'll do the same thing I did last time. I will, but in the opposite order. I'm gonna bonus action use Luminous Arrow. Halflings are fun.
Get those rerolls.
And then I will Guiding Bolt. Consume usage. Not great. But I'm gonna stay next to my cat friend. This seems like a good place to be.
Okay. You continue to, I think like you feel the power of the stars sort of coursing through you. You don't quite know how to describe it. Give me a perception check if you don't mind.
Right?
Yes. Best item in the game, apparently.
That's great.
You notice as you're shooting the stars, you just sort of make a connection that you see the constellation out in the distance of the archer form, and you see it resonating as you draw power from it. You don't quite know what that means though. Clax.
All right. So obviously, seeing the one change in front of me, and does not appear to be the same. Is it giving me any indication that it is hostile towards me?
It does. It does not seem hostile at all. It seems like it has become friendly almost. Not
So-
combat friendly, but just sort of like, smiley.
All right, I'm
I
good.
did tell you last night that I think we can ride manta rays on others.
All right, so I'm going to hope that this is a good horsey now, and I'm going to attempt to burn my 60 feet of movement and head straight down to the one at the south, and hope this thing does not attack me as I run.
As you do so, no, it doesn't. Here's what I'll say. It doesn't attack you, but it seems interested in you, and I think it's as you're running down that you see that it gets under you and picks you up. They're in an effort to embolden your speed.
Right, I got me a horsey. So then,
Your speed is now 90.
awesome. Let's hopefully make short work of this then. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I do it in the right order, because I think I did it wrong last time. So I'm going to click on that guy first, and then attack. Oh, no, now what's target? There we go, and yep, that's good. And then I'm going to attack again, so make sure I got it clicked. Second attack. Ooh. Yeah, so nat 1. Alright, forgive me. Nat 1 no matter what, even with bonuses.
Yeah, you can't do it.
Alright.
I should let you know because you joined after Arcana said it, but you guys actually negotiated a longer stay here, which does give you room to short rest when you're in the astral plane. Like earlier, you thought you'd only be here for an hour, so now you know that you'll be here for at least 2 hours.
Whoa. Let's go ahead and burn the action surge then. Use ability. Okay. We're gonna attack again. Do better. Not great, but it hits. Okay.
Good damage ish.
Let's see if we can't. Oh, all right. Hold on. I can't see what I actually rolled. 13. I am going to use another precision attack. Oh, it's 14 hit.
14 was its armor class exactly.
All right.
Worth it.
Yep. So, yeah, I think for whatever reason I'm burning through a lot more dice than it should be. But either way, so I think that should still be a. I need to roll. Why did the? Yeah, it did the same thing last time. So I just have to make sure. So it ends up becoming 14. So I just don't have damage for it. Is the thing.
No, you did damage.
Oh, it did?
If you look above, it just sort of gave you the
Okay.
calculation. Yeah.
Got it. Okay, so that's my 4 attacks. Again, where I'm at with my bonus action. Oh, I really need to start using feigning attack. Yep, that's it.
Okay, sounds good. Flint.
I think I'm gonna start with this one that's just right next to us. Let's see if I can get rid of that. So I will. I think gonna go ahead and Scorching Ray. Am I within melee of that? Do I need to back up?
You know that it has 10-foot range or reach, but
Do I
it
get
used its reaction
disadvantage?
already.
Do I get disadvantage if I'm within
Melee of it,
melee
yes.
range or within my melee?
I don't know off the top of my head. I'm pretty sure
I will back up.
it used its reaction, so you're fine.
Yeah. I will back up a few feet. And then I will Scorching Ray. Cast spell. Scorching Ray.
So I think you might have to shift target the various people that you want to be
Yeah.
eligible for Scorching Ray first.
we'll just go with this guy and hope that.
And then just type 3 rays in the little window.
Those things so automatically.
Two of them definitely hit. And this one is looking quite bad, but it is still up.
And then I will use my Force Ballista on that guy as my bonus action. Oh, still hits.
You push it away as it survives, which I forgot to do last time, but as it survives with just 1 hit point left.
Fair enough. And I'll, seeing that it survived, I guess I'll
just roll me a d20 because I actually realized that the guiding bolt missed. Right? Yeah, never mind. I was just like figuring out where the advantage was, but you're good.
I think. Yeah, I think I'll charge forward. Then after that, like chase him. But
Okay.
That's all.
Alrighty. Next in the initiative, there is another one coming from some distance away. Doesn't have the range to... Oh, I guess it can tail attack mouse. Doesn't have the range to bite at the moment. Once again, regretting going into the bright light of this cat, you get the impression that they were never going to approach this cat and were just like, it was almost warding them off. But then as you guys showed up, they've seemed to have been drawn to your attention. But this one is not able to do anything. The next one is going to start to come down and is going to let out a large moan as well. So I'm also learning that certain things aren't showing up on the menus that I thought they would show up on.
So my counter charm stays until the end of my next turn, which would be this round. Only people that were 30 feet within my range of that action would have been Drada and Flint. And I'm gonna check for Mouse real quick because I haven't moved. And Mouse. And I guess technically the
cat.
The cat.
Okay. So...
It did give you a counter charm when you clicked it.
Oh, okay, cool.
So if you failed that check, I think you could just go ahead and re-roll it. Is that what I'm? Because it didn't roll with advantage for everybody.
Correct.
Cat is super scared.
Sorry, that's a wisdom saving throw you said?
Yes.
Alright, cool.
Alright, Aesop is good. And Drada is good as well. So the cat is the only one that walks away increasingly frightened from the situation. As it just seems to be pouting even more. The one that has 1 hit point is sort of like accepts Flint's challenge, but is going to still, you know, try to get a little bit further away from this light. First going to tail swipe you. What is... It must be that it's affected by bright light much further away than I thought. And now it's going to try to bite. And is not able to get through. This one that is fighting Klax is going to attempt the same thing. And does hit with its tail.
That's why I'm going to let that go.
and now is
Ooh.
going to try to bite you as well. It is not successful. As you sort of like see its mouth open in front of you, you see like rows of like a circular row of teeth that it seems to be trying to wrap around your head specifically. Face up.
I'll try it out. I will summon Neptus for the
boy.
first time as my action. I don't. It didn't say I had access to his character sheet.
Oh, okay. It's me who has to do it, I guess. Well, I must have screwed it up.
But I'm gonna
Okay.
place him. I guess I have somewhere I can place him, but I'll place him here.
Okay.
Oh, it said I lack permissions to update. Sure.
As you, so what does it mean to you to summon Neptus from the gym?
I'm gonna pull Neptus from my bag and place him in the open book that I have in front of me. I'm like, Neptus, we need you. Protect Mouse and the Star Kitty. As the elemental, I imagine, just kind of like forms and like there's like a bubble of water that just grows and spills out of the gym, eventually forming into this water elemental. I don't know if he looks like a different water elemental. That could be your discretion, DM, but
He's got a little face.
oh, nice.
He, as Neptus sort of walks into space, I think there's probably a moment where he has to find a way to consolidate his watery form in a zero gravity situation, and it just sort of like looks a little strange at first, but as it does come as he does come together, you all see kind of the pure blue eyes. This water elemental seems almost like if you were to suggest that there was like a teenager water elemental, it seems smaller than ones you've seen before, and a little bit more like lithe in the way that it carries itself. And you see it sort of looks at Aesop and says, "Of course, I'm happy to finally be here." And as it sort of prepares to swing, you see that of the water trails that are sort of coming off of its body, it forms two tails from the back of it.
Oh.
As if to mimic its friend.
Aww. Okay.
Do you have access
So-
to the character sheet now? Or?
I do.
Okay, so it was a summoning problem, but you should.
So does it take a bonus action to do anything for
it has its
Neptus?
own. It has its own initiative. So
Oh, great.
on Neptus's turn, you should be able to control it.
Okay, I am on Neptus's thing though. I don't know how to get out of his. I have like his action bar at the bottom instead of mine.
Well, you should just click on yourself, maybe.
Yes, cool. And then seeing as how this thing's almost in front of us, I'm like, Flint, I think you got this, and I will bonus action cast Misty Step, and that is how many feet? 30. I'm gonna try to go back to back with Neptus.
Alrighty. Believe that's your turn, Drada.
Wonderful. Bonus action shifting Hunter's Mark to the mana ray next to Clax. He's got a horsey. He can get around fast if we take it down. And then pop 3 shots.
Okay. Well, it's 2 shots because one of your shots is the bonus action.
Oh yes, sorry, ignore me. Sneak attack.
You also
Yes,
are
please.
targeting the friendly manta ray at the moment.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I can
I'm
transfer.
so sorry.
I will make resolution, so that's fine.
I appreciate you. I feel like a fool. Great, we're gonna attack the right one this time. it doesn't matter. Incredible. And then I will continue to put some space between myself and our lovely manta ray friends, but not too far, so I can still hop and shoot away.
Alrighty. On Neptus's turn, I think you should have full control. Let me know if not. It has pretty
Yes.
simple abilities at the moment. It's really
What's
just a
his-
slam attack right at the moment.
Okay, because I think there's Anyway, I'm gonna go up to this guy, and I'm gonna slam him. Okay.
There you go. Neptus can smack.
Yeah, totally.
Does he have multi-attack? I'm trying to remember. At the moment, he does not.
Nope.
But he may
That's
get
his turn.
stronger over time. Yep.
Yep.
The cat sort of looks at Mouse and says, I think I'm feeling a little better, but we need to go. And it's going to try to finish off the one that Flint is in front of at the moment. It is not having a good day with these dice. And it pouts a little bit more. Mouse.
I would too.
Go where?
I have a place. I don't have time. I don't know who you are.
We can try and follow. And then I'm gonna continue doing what I've been doing, and
I suppose if you say that, it's going to spend the movement on its turn. It will take an attack of opportunity from this one as it's running away.
but don't leave if there's one next to you. Wait until they're dead.
Dodges out of the way and then starts flying. What's its move speed? Starts flying, but kind of like bobbing and weaving, kind of seeming to go in this direction. Oh, my arrow sucks, but southwest.
Okay. Then I will move this way. Can I go one more? Yeah. And shoot at this one that's down here.
That one looks quite hurt.
Well, then I'll guiding bolt it and try and get rid of it.
You kill this one as well without having to roll the 2 additional d6, and out of it sprouts what seems to be another friendly manta ray. Sort of looks at Clax quizzically.
I'll shout, "You can ride the good ones. Follow the cat." And
All
I
right,
think
we'll do.
that's all I can do. I think that's it.
All right. Clax, you feel like you're skateboarding on this manta ray right now.
I kind of wanted to ask if I could straddle them both, but I figured that might be asking a little bit much with their wings.
Yeah.
So, anyways, while I'm on the one, knowing that I can kind of hoof it a little bit further, I should be able to reach the easternmost, we're going to say, because he's 80 feet away. So we're going to move up here, come barreling in with my new buddy, and we're going to go ahead and first, as a bonus action, we're going to feigning attack.
Hey.
Go. Hey, there we go. Consume resource. Yes. Okay, so now I'm going to hack away, and this should be with advantage. All right.
Should give you extra damage as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there we go.
21. It's pretty
Yep,
good.
all right, and then we're going to go ahead and follow up with just normal great attack.
Before you,
Oh.
just to you're gonna hit. Roll me another d20, just cause.
Okay.
Just to see if you crit. Because I want to remind you that we do have flanking now, so you could flank with Neptus.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. But no, I did not get a. Okay. Okay. So, well, do you want me to now roll another d20 for this attack that we're in?
Oh, I didn't think. No, because your first attack was with advantage, so you're fine.
Okay, good. Okay, gotcha. All right. So yeah. So, bonus action, 2 attacks, move. That's it.
All right.
And Tidner.
Flint, this one is right on top of you.
It is. What do I do with that? Can I Thunder Wave these two? I think they're too far apart. I will Scorching Ray again, I think. But I'll just try and do 1 at the one close to me, and maybe 2 at the one over near Clack. Let's see if I can manage to make that happen.
I don't know if there's a way to tell on the menu, so.
Cast spell. Select your target. Alright, well, I don't know what's going to happen.
You killed the one right next to you at the very least, so.
Cool.
You did manage to shoot that one twice. Just roll me a d20 and I'll apply the other. I'll shift one of the rays to the other if it hits.
Well, it rolled all 3 of them.
Yes, but 2 of them went on the one that died, that had 1 hit point. So just roll me a d20 and I can shift it.
Okay.
Because you meant to put 2 on the other one.
Yes, I meant to shoot 1 at the one close to me and 2 at the one next to Clack.
Yep, got it. So you are able to hit with that as well.
Cool. And then I will bonus action shoot that one with the Force Ballista. Maybe.
I don't know why it was a disadvantage. Oh, are you still frightened, or does it think you're frightened? No. Interesting. But the first roll is a 15, so just go ahead and roll 2d8.
Is it 2? I thought it was 3.
Or just roll, well.
Artillerist.
I'm like wishing that I could get all the kinks out of this automation because it would be really great.
But I think it works pretty darn well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Not a whole lot. 3 damage.
All right, this one still up, but I think it still would get hit back 5 feet from being hit. So.
And I guess based on that, I will try and follow Mouse a little bit.
As you do so, you just feel a manta ray pick you up from below.
Ooh.
This one that is quite hurt, but is looking at Flax in the face, is going to try to swing upon you again. Misses with the tail, and is going to go for the bite. And misses as well. Your guys' armor class is huge. The second one will, the last remaining one, I should say, will close in on Aesop. A tail attack seems to have found its way. Oh, I think I know why it's getting disadvantage. It's fine. I'm not gonna worry about it. And it seems to not be able to get you either. At this point, you all feel pretty control of the battle. The cat seems to want to run away, but you don't see any more or hear any more moaning in the distance.
Okay. Oh shoot! I did not mean to press that.
You're good.
All right, thank you. I need to just. I was clicked on the wrong thing. Since this thing is right in front of me, I'm gonna see if I could. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can do a psychic lance. It has to make an intelligence. Dang it!
Wow, it rolled
Saving
quite
throw.
well. Yep. Is this?
Oh. Would you like to use your reaction to cast silvery barbs? An enemy succeeded in their saving throw. Oh.
Yeah.
Yes, I can. Oh
You
wow,
could.
that's so nice that it asked me.
And it fails after all. That sound effect is intense. And I don't know
Okay.
where the manta ray went, but the... Oh, I see. It moved under the body. Another one does sort of cure itself and is a fully formed ray.
Alright, well, it hit the one I wasn't trying to go for. I was trying to go for the one in front of me, but
Oh,
it's fine. We're fine.
okay. Well, you
Um,
killed one, so...
Yes. And that's my turn because I used everything.
Drana?
Really thrilling and exciting updates, everybody. We're gonna switch Hunter's Mark, and we're gonna fire 2 shots.
Do one thing and you do it really well.
Hey, we gotta commit to a bit. We're gonna click on the right one this time.
Hey.
Love to see you. I would love to use sneak attack. Thank you so kindly.
The mountain of dice on my screen.
Yeah, literally.
It's good when it happens.
And I roll me 2 more d6 because you didn't actually move the hunter's mark yet. It doesn't seem to have moved. Okay. 5 more.
Incredible. And
All right, roll me another d6 and I'll add that as well. This one is looking quite bad.
incredible. And then for movement, if everyone's jumping on mana rays, I can't fully get there, but I'll get nice and close to the one in the lower right and see if it'll come pick me up.
Sure.
It's about 60, so
All right.
that's my turn.
And then I'll move Neptus here and just make a slam attack. Oh. For 12.
Big 12, it is at 1 hit point.
Damn it!
The cat is gonna just maybe 1 arrow. You never know. No, it does not. But it continues just like it's sort of like an offshoot as it continues to fly in this direction. Now, so you have every opportunity to finish this last one off.
Absolutely.
I said you have every opportunity to.
I have the opportunity. Go for another guiding bolt.
With a 14 AC, the last cloaker, as your radiant light hits it, you see once again as its sort of corrupted form is the best way you could describe it. You're still not necessarily aware of what's happening, but it almost seems to wash over it, and as you all take a moment to assess your relative safety, any lingering fear effects or sort of echoes of moaning in the space around you. Why is this one sound playing over and over again? Do you guys hear that?
Yes.
Okay. More things to troubleshoot. I turned on like a fanfare thing, so whenever you finish combat, it had like a celebratory noise, but then it just played on loop. So anyway, you find yourselves in a calming space again as all of these manta rays collectively, like almost assuming that you all want this, they all sort of take position under you. And as you're floating in this space, it's like they come under you and then lift up as if to just take control of where you're going as you all start to fly towards the direction that the cat is flying. And so sort of in this brief period of rest, you sort of just are collecting yourselves as you all find your manta rays taking almost like a flying V formation to get assembled together. And the cat sort of looks back at all of you and says, I don't know why you're here, but Sundance will be very glad to see me and hopefully to see you again. So, thanks. We could use all the help we can get.
What do you mean again?
What do you mean?
Didn't you say that Sundance would be happy to see us again?
Well, yeah. You've been here before. All of you have. I remember it.
And what happened while we were here?
Oh, that hasn't happened yet.
Not one of those.
Mouse is confused.
So you, this is the cat, sort of says, sorry, I guess we haven't met according to you, but my name is Astriel. I am companion of Sundance. Everybody who wishes to end up here ends up here eventually. And I think we've met before at a different time. That hasn't happened yet. It makes sense to me. But if you don't want to come, I suppose we don't have to meet later.
No. I think we want to come. I think it's great to see you again.
Hey, nice to see you too.
I didn't know the Astral Sea was all timey-wimey, but cool.
Astriel, are these the only things that we have to worry about out here?
Oh no. Definitely not. Basically, like I've seen you in another time. There are other things that come through here too. Other people, not nice people sometimes. They sometimes turn into less friendly looking things.
We won't turn into less friendly looking things, though.
I suppose that depends on the manner of which you come here.
Who or what's doing that, do you know?
It's sort of the nature of, well, I'm not an expert. I'm a cat. But I think it just depends. How you come here depends on your mind state at the time and whether you feel vengeful or feel nice.
Do you remember any of the other names of the, you said bad people that have come?
There's one that we're chasing after. Well, that Sundance was chasing after. I haven't seen him recently. Somebody named Fimbratos. Yeah, the Soul Seeker. Not a friendly one. Used to be an elf of some kind, and now, nothing close. There are others. There is, sort of looks towards Clax and says, I've seen a couple dragons. Not quite you.
Wings?
Yeah,
A little bigger?
a little bigger. Pretty huge.
Yeah, I was trying to be funny, but yeah. Big wings.
Yeah, big. Bigger than mine. And sort of points to it, the wings on its back. I think that was Zen something is the name of that dragon. And then it's anybody. It depends. If you ever met anybody bad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like,
Like
who's really bad and who's just a victim of their situation? It's all complicated, you know?
yeah, well, if they are pretty bad, then they could take any kind of number of forms when
Great,
they
so it's
reach
not
this
that
place.
complicated. Okay, cool.
Yeah, well, it depends. I mean, if they sometimes people need a little help. Sort of gestures to the manta rays. They'll need a little help finding their way once they get here. And you've helped them. Some people need a lot of help. Or, well, they need to be dealt with at least. But, so it's sort of like you guys have been gliding through space for the last 5 minutes, and Astriel just sort of stops for a moment and says, "So why are you here? I guess before I take you to my master."
Well, where we come from, some of the stars have been disappearing, and so we came to try and figure out why that's happening.
Oh. Where do you come from?
Sparrow Den.
Sparrow Den.
Material plane?
Yeah, that one.
Which material plane?
The important one?
I thought there was only one.
I don't
Vent?
know if Oh, Ventus. No, that's the plane of air.
Sure, that one.
Yeah, wait, it's the plane of air?
Yeah. Sort of like says it like didn't you know that?
Things are starting to come together.
Well, if you're looking into the whole star situation, you definitely got to meet Sundance. We have like a little crew of folks, and I think they might be able to help you out. But, well, this is exciting.
Mouse, is Sundance someone you know? I feel like I recognize that name.
Yeah, me too. Let me search my notes.
I can help you. The star temple you found in the forest of islands rising from the sky. Then you remembered speaking to Olive about her mentor, Sundance, who had told a similar story. I think that's probably because I know you can't make the next game, so I'm trying to figure out how to do this. I think Astriel says, listen, I do think that you guys are here for good reasons. You very helpful. I need to borrow her because she has similar things to me. I think there's somebody here she's supposed to meet.
Other than Sundance?
Yes.
Okay.
And she sort of looks at the rest of you and says, I think you will be okay. Because I'll see you again, so that must mean you will be okay. But I need to borrow her, and I think I need to do it alone.
Mouse, I know you said it's fine. How are you feeling?
I mean, we have pretty limited time, and I feel like we need to talk to Sundance, but also this plane feels curious to me, and I think I'd like to explore every avenue while I'm here, because I don't.
Well,
Yeah, that's fair.
as... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, well, I'll miss you.
We can probably message you here.
Does it
Also,
go across the
an
plane?
hour.
I mean, I think I can probably. I mean, I sent messages through the stars. I would think I could do that here, to you at least.
Okay.
Astriel, will you two be safe here? Like, there's nothing, like, wherever you're going, there won't be more bad people or bad manta rays?
I'm sure she could protect me. She's very powerful.
That is true.
True.
I think I'm gonna go up to Mouse and squat down and give her a big hug. Wait, I'll just whisper into your ear, just please be safe.
Fine, I haven't died yet.
As Astriel sort of guides you away, you see that the manta rays that you guys are riding turn in a different direction. And Mouse, as you fly, like sort of in a bridged flight, as you're going to miss the next game, as you fly a little further for maybe like 5 minutes, really, you're actually not actually sure if time works here the same way that it works in your home plane, but it doesn't seem like a long journey before you find yourself approaching another star that gets closer and closer, and Astriel just sort of speaks up to you and says Kevin's alarm is going off. She says, she's been waiting to see you. Said she had some things to talk about.
And who is she?
Your friend. And as you're sort of approaching this star, you sort of like is a little bit too bright at first, as just sort of a shape comes into view with a sort of glowing face, and sort of bows to you in welcome as you approach. And she says that this feminine sort of form sort of looks at you and says, I'm glad you're finally able to join us. It's been a long time.
Does this, obviously I can't see the face based on the picture, does this person hold themselves like up?
You can roll an insight check.
Or I guess, do I get any semblance of who?
As you do sort of look a little bit more closely, the vision of the bright face sort of starts to fade away, and she does give you like a knowing smile and says, "You always were insightful."
How are you here?
Well, I've been here, and where you're from, I'm on my way here. It's a choice that I made when I first met Arcana. It seemed like a higher purpose, and I always knew there was more to the stars than the people back home thought.
So you're becoming a star?
I've always been a star. It's weird. It's hard to explain. But yes, all of those stories that I've shared with you about the Watchers, they are not so much stars themselves, but the people who the stars remember. And the stars remember me very well, and they will learn to remember you very well. And so when my time ends back home, you should just know that I will always be here.
How did you know I was coming?
Sort of looks at Astriel, who chimes in and says, "She's seen you before."
Can I become a star?
If you'd like. The path is open to a great many who seek this. Of course, I think our people are a little bit more interested in the stories that are shared back home and maybe are drawn to this purpose more often, but we have a number across many planes who come here to serve. And if that is the choice you want to make when you're done living the life that you're living, then you're very much welcome to.
Last question. You said you're glad I was finally able to join them? Who's here with you?
I think she sort of thinks for a moment, and I think although we've seen much in this place, I was never certain of how things would go. We've seen many futures here. Some where you didn't make it, some where you did. And I've met versions of you that have made it here earlier or later, but I think this was the first step for you to join us, should you wish to. So when I said that I'm glad that you've made it to be part of this, I simply mean to share that I'm reassured that something that I thought was possible became possible. I ultimately don't have the answers you seek. I know that this is terribly confusing, and it's time stuff is always weird. But let me show you what it means to be a watcher, and maybe you'll start to understand. And as you spend some time away from the group, I will message you later. You might have a few starry form options that are new that you can think about. The nature of, like, as you sort of like get into a deeper conversation with her, the nature that you will sort of learn a little bit of is that like there are many constellations in the sky, and depending on which plane you live in, or which plane you are in at the moment, you might be able to channel them in different ways, and that they represent sort of the memories of heroes or villains that have been captured in many places. One thing that would occur to you in these conversations as you talk to her is I think you worry that let me play this out in just a very brief conversation. But as she's sort of telling you about what it means for memories to become corrupted or for people to be to come here, she talks and she says, once there was an old elf who came to this place, Thralanil Evaluer, and he was just... It took quite a bit of work for the Watchers to cure the pain that he had brought here. And as you sort of think about it, I'm not going to make you roll because it's just something you've heard Flint talk about as he mumbles about this necromancer tome. And it just sort of occurs to you that as bad people die, they are reborn here worse. And I think it occurs to you in that moment that you're like, what does that mean for Sel and Yvonne? What does that mean for anybody else that you have put away in time? Where are they in these stars? And will you see them again? As she starts, it's just something that sort of occurs to you as she's teaching you a great many things. And I think it's sort of a moment there where you realize that you have no idea where your friends are or what trouble they're in right now. So that's it. You will spend more time next session. If for some reason your schedule changes, or if
You're on mute.
Oh, sorry. If for some reason your schedule changes, or if we push the game and you're able to join, you'll just rejoin the party as planned. But you get some one-on-one time with the Ascended Olive.
Yeah.
I hope that I don't even know how to DM time stuff. It's so weird. I'm like trying to timey-wimey. Yep.
Thank you
I
for
know-
another